One thing that is a little bit of a concern in recent blood tests of Alzheimer's disease is they've been tested in research populations. And it turns out that research populations just generally are relatively homogeneous. They are largely comprised of non-Hispanic white people that are highly educated and have relatively few medical comorbidities, just as a group. And that really is not what we see in the clinic. The clinic, obviously reflects the broader population. And so it's important to test these blood tests in a wider population. And so one thing that we have done at Washington University is we've launched a study called Seabird, where we are recruiting people who are more representative of what we would expect to see in a clinic population. And there's a high rate of medical comorbidities. We have more racial diversity, and broader socioeconomic status kind of groups than what we typically see in our research cohorts. And so we're testing the blood test in that group. And we've actually recruited about 40% of the 1,000 people that are going to be in that study. We have not run all the samples yet, though. Unfortunately, COVID has not been our friend in that regard in getting some of this work done. But what we have done so far, the data that we have so far, which is only about an eighth of the total data that we'll be getting, the numbers again look pretty good. That we're going to be able to predict whether someone has amyloid in their brain or not based on their blood. So I think that's helpful. And then, of course, the assay is being commercialized through a private company, and that's important because when we order a blood test, it's not from typically a university. There's usually a company involved in the development and kind of distribution of the test. So some of the logistics of getting this test available to patients is the commercialization, and that's happening as well. So I'm actually very optimistic that this test is going to be available to, well, certainly research subjects and also patients in really the next couple of years. And I think the first tests that will be available are plasma A-beta 42 to 40, but I think that p-tau isoforms will follow pretty shortly after. And I think that especially if we are able to gain accuracy by combining the markers together, I think the blood test will be, as accurate as amyloid PET is right now. So that's pretty exciting. That the advancements in technology have really improved our accuracy in the testing. And of course, there's so many benefits to a blood test that it will really be a game changer, I think, in diagnosing the disease.